Hello, 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 and welcome to today's Pep Talk Tuesday. What is it, day? April 21st. Am my picture on there right? I feel like my head's cut off for some reason. All right. Much better. Much better. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today's Pep Talk with Dr. Ellis, with Coach Ellis. Thank you for being here. Hey, it is my passion and purpose that I try to add value to people. In order to add value to people, I must add value to myself. So thank you guys for seeing value in me, that obviously I can be of value to you. So thank you once again for tuning in. All right. Now, I got so many things that I want to talk about, but I won't get to today, but I got to set the foundation to move forward. And I know people want to be successful. People want, at the end of the day, to attain a good life and reach certain goals. But I think we minimize the importance of the word learn. So people say, I want this, I want that, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to go get this, I want to get that. But you got to learn it first. You got to learn it. And so we don't take a lot of time to focus on the power of learn. And that's what I want to talk about today for the few minutes I have with you, the power of learn. I even pulled out some great scriptures of the good book to show you the importance thereof. My video guy, can you put me back on the screen? I can see the clock. I'll just go with the clock right there. For something I like to see how I'm looking at the end of the day. Amen. I like that. Yeah, I like that. All right. Thank you. All right. So all the Instagram followers and Facebook Live, YouTube subscribers, thank you for tuning in today. Please share it. Please do watch parties. I mean, this type of benefit you can't get anywhere else. And so I thank you for that. Again, thank you for being here with Coach Ellis. I am your teacher, your coach, and most importantly, your mentor and your friend. All right? So let's get down to it. Please write some good notes today. The power of learn. The power of learn. All right? A couple key phrases I want to make sure I mention today. One, the more you learn, the more you earn. There's your potential right there. There's your earning potential right there. The more you learn, the more you earn. Okay? Let's be very clear about that. The more you earn. So people say, well, how much can I earn? I don't know. How much have you learned? So you could be at the same company. You got two people working at the same company. One person makes $20,000 a year, and one person makes $120,000 a year. People say, well, that's not fair. Why are they paying one more than the other? Well, the other one has learned more than the other. And since the one has learned more than the other, one is able to earn more than the other. So please do not minimize learning. It's amazing. We push our kids through elementary school and middle school and high school. And for some, even college. You got to get your education. You got to get your education. You got to get your education. You got to learn. But it's amazing the minute we as adults finish high school, and for some of us college, and even go on to get a additional degree, being master's or in my case a PhD, then you stop learning. You literally stop learning. You're no longer aggressive and persistent the way you was or the way you push your kids. So you stop. And then you wonder why your life does not continue to progress. It doesn't progress because you're not progressing. All right. At least when you're in school, you had something to look forward to in the 8th grade. You had the 9th grade. You had something to look forward to because, again, in the 10th grade, you had the 11th grade. And you had something to look forward to because at least when you were in high school at 12th grade, you look forward to graduating and what? Going where? To college. Going to college was not just, oh, my God, I just got to go to college. No, it means I would have the ability to learn more, the potential to earn more, and allow my life to be better than other folks. That's just all it is today, and to be able to get the things that I want in life. So that's what that's all about. So the more you learn, the more you earn. Watch this. One scripture I pulled out that says that he that has an ear, Jesus said this, he that has an ear, let him hear, and he that has an eye, let him see. Well, because people with ears, just because you got a set of ears don't mean you're hearing. See, that's another way you learn. You hear things like, okay, I heard this, and this guy said this, and she said that, and blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. So what'd you say again? Right. You could be eavesdropping and learn a whole lot of stuff, and we don't. We watch so much junk on social media and so much junk on binging on the Netflix and the Hulus that we're no longer learning. The average person watches 7 to 8 hours of TV a day. That's a whole work day of just watching TV. Even if you minimize it and bring it down to 5 hours, that's more than a part-time job. But people just watch TV. People are literally watching their life go away, watching it, not taking the time to learn at all. And now, to be honest, when have you taken the time to learn? And I got some good scriptures for you. When take the time to learn, to make yourself better. Because remember now, things are only going to get better when you get better. Girl, I'll be glad when things start to change. It ain't going to matter if it changes or not, because you hadn't changed. Remember we talked about that whole personal change? It's you. See, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will start to change. So you have to change to see change. You have to change to see change. So things could change all around you, but if you hadn't changed, you'll continue to receive and see the exact same stuff. All right? So getting rich is largely built on two things. Write this down. Getting rich is largely built on two things: decisions and habits. Decisions and habits. But the beautiful thing about the decisions and habits, these things can be learned. Look, don't give me all the excuses about, well, you understand Coach Ellis, you understand Dr. Ellis, that, again, I wasn't raised with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was raised on the wrong side of the track. I ain't have no daddy. I ain't had no mama. I ain't had nobody to help me. When next time I think when I whistle, I'm going to get a whistle and bring a pacifier too. A lot of people, again, like to whine all day and make excuses why their life is the way they is, when they simply had taken the time out to make different decisions and create successful habits. But the good thing is, all habits are learned. You got bad, girl, I just do that all the time. No, you can continue to perfect that bad habit. They need to replace it with a good habit. All right? That's the bottom line. All habits are learned. Okay? So nothing is the way it is. I told you last week, you can have more. Why? Because you can become more. You can have more because you can become more. So you got to focus on learning. The power of learn. The more you earn, the more you learn, the more you earn. In the word learn, you'll see the word ear. Here, you can learn a whole lot. You learn a whole lot, all right? And I'm here to teach you a whole lot. All right, let's get a couple of scriptures, because you guys know I love the Bible, and that's the best book on the face of the earth. So I'll grab a couple of scriptures for you. One is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God. Study, underline that word, study. How often do you study? Like, study what? I mean, I'm studying while I'm in college. Like, I study my algebra. I got to study my accounting. I got to study my English. Yeah, you're just doing that just to get a grade, to get a degree. But then once you get a degree, now what? Now you got to go out and get a job. Then once you get a job, now you got to study how to be the best at that job. You should become an expert in that job within 5 to 10 years. You should be an expert. But notice your pay stays the same. Yeah, you get a little 3-4% little increase as far as the adjustable cost of living goes. You get a cost of living rate. But I'm talking about excel in performance, in production, in results. Okay? How often do you study? On whatever job you're doing, you're studying to be the best at it. I ain't talking about I go to work at 9 and I leave at 5. Okay, good. But are you going home after that and studying to come back to be the lead, to be the supervisor, to be the manager, to be the director? Or all you want is a job. And if all you want is a job, then that's fine. But then stop complaining. And remember that job simply means just over broke. That's why most folks are scared to lose their job, because they have not become, again, these expert in their field. See, once you become an expert in your field, once you become one of the best, the top 10 in your field, wherever you go, then you'll always have work. See, I can lose a job. I can't lose my work. My work is with the time I spent to perfect who I am and the skill sets that I have, okay? So we said study to show thyself approved, because when you study, you set yourself above everybody else. So now you'll get the approval of those in high positions. Why nobody won't give me a chance? Well, you hadn't done the work that it requires. Okay? So study to show thyself approved unto God. Watch this. A workman that needed not to be ashamed. When the last time you worked on your game? On your game. Or you just going to sit there and read a romance novel? Or you going to go through and thumb through a magazine? Do you have time set to the side, at least an hour or 2 hours a day, for what's called personal development? All right? At least an hour of personal development, and then another hour of again, perfecting whatever that career field, whatever that skill set you have. Do you spend at least 2 hours a day working on that? If not, change your habit. All right? I'm not going to even put you to shame. Just change your habit. Proverbs 24:30-33 says, I went by the field. This is Solomon. I went by the field of the lazy man, and by the vineyard of the man devoid of understanding. And there it was, all overgrown with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles. Its stone wall was broken down. And when I saw it, watch this, when I saw it, I considered it well. Okay, this is Solomon, the wisest man ever, other than Jesus Christ himself, the Son of God. The wisest man ever said, I saw property, land of a lazy man. I saw how the thorns and thistles had pulled the stones down, that overgrown weeds had grown everywhere. He said, I looked up on it, I saw it, and I considered it well. God, you can learn from a lot from a lazy people. You can learn a lot from people who whine and complain all the time. Like, whoo, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to have. So he said, I saw it, and I considered it well. I looked upon it, and I received, watch this, instructions. Oh, my God. Nobody told him nothing. He saw it with his eyes. And he goes, whoo, I don't want to live like that. I don't want a life like that. I received instructions. Verse 33 says, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Wow. He said, this is how that mess got to be like that. They didn't keep their hustle on. Used to be a song a couple of years back came out. Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. You got to keep your hustle on, keep your grind on. You can't lack up. Solomon says a little folding of the hands, a little sleep, a little, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, no problem. It's coming. Bad is coming. All right, Matthew 11:28-29, then we're going to get to the stuff. Jesus said this, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Now, watch this. How will I give you rest? He tells you in the very next verse. See, people think I just go to Jesus and everything going to be all right. No, boo. You're going to Jesus so you can do the very thing he's about to tell you. Take my yoke. His yoke is what he has on him. His discipline, his obedience, his attitude, his temperance, his character. Take my yoke, my discipline upon you. Watch this. And he says what? Learn of me. Learn of me. Learn from me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. He says, so again, those of you who are struggling, working 2, 3, 4 jobs, working for minimum wage, trying to do this, trying to do that, this, that, and the other. No, he says, come and learn. Once you learn, you'll find rest because you'll move from having a job to finding your work, finding your purpose. All right? So that's what it's all about. You got to learn. Don't ever stop learning. The minute you stop learning, that's the day you start dying. See, something very important. I'll teach you later in the future about finding your purpose. Because once you find your purpose, once a fish is in water, it's no longer working. It's found where it needs to be. It can never get fired from its job. All right? Once a bird, again, is in the air, it found this purpose. It can never get fired. Matter of fact, the reason it's flying because flight is in it. It don't go to flight school. Flight is in it. Fish doesn't go to swim school. It swims in school, which means fishes swim together, but they don't go to school. It's in them. So you got to discover, and you can't discover what's in you until you start to study and start to learn what's in you, okay? Now, let's get down to it, if you will. Habits can be learned. You got to change your habits. It's a routine that you've developed, either successful or unsuccessful. The word learn simply means to acquire, study, experience, or matter of knowledge, information, or skill. I'll say it again. Learn means to acquire, study, experience, or master knowledge, information, or skill. So I'm going to give you 24 synonyms of learn. This is how you learn. You have no reason to complain. I don't have anybody who came in my life and mentored me. You got all kind of online information. You got books. You got podcasts. You got all kind of good stuff. And not to mention, you got Coach Ellis here. So you cannot complain that your life has not changed because you don't have someone who helps you. Help is here, all right? But you got to learn it, and then you got to apply it, All right? And that's wisdom. All right, one. Another synonym for learn. See, it means to discover. Discover. To find or become aware of something new. Discover, like, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't see that. Wow, I never heard it like that. Now you're discovering things. And as you continue to discover, you discover more about yourself. What you like, what you don't like, your passions, your limits, all those things. So discover. But you can't discover until you're seeking. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. Go discover. Some of you never discover anything because you're never out looking for anything. All right? And be open-minded, be open-hearted. Be open to receive. Some folks, you can't tell nothing. They know what? Everything. I know that. You don't have to tell me that. No, I can look at your life and see you don't know that at all. All right? It's very important you get that. I can look at your life and tell. That's why he said Psalm says I walked by a lazy man property, and I can tell he was devoid of understanding. I could tell he didn't know how to take care of his property. All right? 2, understand. Another synonym for learn is understand. To perceive information. All right? To sort through information. Okay? You got to sort through some information. All right? That's what understand is. You sort through it. You perceive, okay, this is it. I have an understanding. All right? So that's another synonym for learn. 3rd synonym for learn. Comprehend. How is your comprehension? How's your comprehension? Comprehend. It means to mentally understand or group information. It means to mentally understand or group information. Your comprehension. How do you comprehend? Some folks says, I can't take online courses. I just can't do it because I need to be in a classroom. I need to be in a group setting. That's the only way I can group information. I can't do it on my own. That's the way I comprehend. Some folks says, I need to write it down 5 or 6, 7 times, and then I finally comprehend. Got it. All right? But that's another way of learning. So we discover, we understand, we comprehend. All right? Another word for learn is to master. Master. To become proficient, highly skilled, or an expert at a skilled or a subject. To become proficient, highly skilled. You can't become proficient, highly skilled in anything if you're not studying. All right? What are you working on every day? What are you working on? First of all, you should be working on yourself. All right? Because I believe you should work more on yourself than even your job. You can't get laid off from self. You can get laid off from your job. All right? So self, again, you should be working on. But you should be becoming a master at something. What are you a master at? I'm not talking about a master complainer, a master whiner, and being negative Ned and negative Nancy. I'm not talking about that. Some of you have become masters at that. But what kind of skill set do you become proficient at? All right? 5. Another word synonym for learn is determine. To decide or sort through information. Are you determined? Are you determined to be a success? Are you determined to make sure that this idea, this plan that you have will work no matter what? Have you decided? Because life is based on decisions and habits. Decisions and habits. And most folks, believe it or not, it's sad to say, have not even made a decision. Yeah, they talk about, I want to be a success. I want to be this. I want to be that. But they hadn't decided yet. You must decide. And then once you decide, Coach already talked about how important the plan is. Then you start planning because now you're determined to see this thing through. 6, synonym of the word learn. Read. Do you not know that successful people read all the time? You can find them on the beach reading. You can find them on the poolside reading. You can find them in the park reading. You can find them, again, anywhere for that matter. You find them in a little nook somewhere reading. You go over their houses. Sometimes they just sit in their nice recliner by the bay window or whatever, and guess what they're doing? Reading. And somebody else come over and don't understand because they have not perceived anything. Goes, well, every time I come over here, all you do is read. Right. Yeah, but these people are learning. You watching too much doggone television. At best, give yourself 2 to 3 hours of television. If you're watching more than that a day, you clearly are losing. Let me be very clear. I ain't got no problem you watching a good movie. I ain't got no problem. I don't have a problem you watching your primetime television show. 2 hours through the week, max. 3 on the weekend. Because you need rest. You need time to spend with your family. You need time to spend with yourself. You need time to do some hobbies. Right. But if you're watching television on the weekend more than 3 hours a day, we know you're losing. You're losing because you're not putting the time in to make yourself better. So, let me move on because I know some of you can't handle it and you'll get all offended. I'm not talking anything bad about you. I'm your coach. If you were here right now, I'd say drop down and give me 10. Right. You need to get better. You're wasting your time. I'd rather you to waste your money. Because why? Money you can make back with what? Time. But time, once it's spent, it's lost. So the best way you can utilize your time is to invest it and allow that time to read and to study and to perfect and make yourself better. You'll be able to reap the benefits thereof in the future. So you're sowing your time and you'll reap the benefits later. All right? Don't even waste your time with people. If they're not going where you're going, it's okay to go ding, ding, get off the bus and get on another one. But don't go where other people are going, all right, if that's not where your destination is. All right, another word, not only just to read, and read, I definitely give you the information. Reading is understanding and inspecting presented information. Reading is understanding and inspecting presented information. Read. Or somebody say, girl, he read you. In other words, the information that you presented to this person here at the end of the day, they read it and understood you. All right? 7, review. Review means to examine, to study, or inspect something again to better understand it. To review. You could even lay out a plan. Okay, and you had a plan to do this, 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 and that. Got it. Well, it's been 30 days, it's been 60 days, 90 days. Go back and review over that plan to see what you need to do to fine-tune it and make it better. All right? You said that you had a plan that I was going to, I don't know, give some analogy. I was going to lose 10 pounds in 60 days. Okay, well, don't wait too long. In 30 days, see, you at least had 5. If you're not at 5 or at 4 to 6, if you ain't in there, you need to go back and review that plan. Okay, was it too aggressive? All right? Or whatever the case may be. Have I started having quite a few cheating days to where I'm eating stuff I said I wasn't going to eat? Am I working out consistently like I said I would? Go back and review. All right? So do those, not only just your short-term goals, but also your long-term goals. Review those things. Every year I got to look back and review. Did I accomplish what I said I was going to accomplish? If not, how do I fine-tune it? Because I'm not going to change the destination. I still want to accomplish that very thing. But maybe I need to fine-tune my plan. All right? Maybe I need to adjust it. Okay? All right. The next word here we talked about earlier, study. Study to examine or inspect something carefully to better understand it. Study. Study information. And also, I'm thinking about it, study the Word of God. I mean, take the time out to at least study that. Go over it, review it, read it. It'll help you with some better decisions, let me tell you. You become a master. I can roll all this. Your comprehension will become better because now you'll be filled with the Spirit of God. Your understanding will be easy. You won't be easily frustrated now. And then you'll be able to discover some new things and new principles and new way of life. All right, so please, study, 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 study. Here's another one. This is the 9th synonym for learn. Memorize. Memorize. To study or think of something carefully. All right? Making an imprint on your memory so that you don't forget it. When I meet people, I say their name at least 6 or 7 times before I leave. Craig, right? Craig, right? Craig, right? Craig, right? Craig, right? Craig, right? Mary, right? Sometimes when I'm meeting the entire family, I go over their name 5 or 6 times. And then I'll recite them all individually. That's how I know I got them. And believe it or not, they're pretty impressed. But that's the way I do it, to memorize, to make an imprint on my memory, so therefore I know them next time I see them. All right? It'll get you an edge in life. I do it all the time, even when I go to grocery stores, any type of thing. I watch people's name tags. I call them by their name, say it a couple of times the next time I see them. Hey, Johnny, right? Mary, right? You remember? Yes, I remember. And what that does, that gives me an edge. That gives me an edge. All right? All right. So, there's another synonym of the word learn. Absorb. To soak something up, like acquiring new information. All right? Soak something up like a sponge. Get around some folks. Get around some folks who you can tell are excelling in life. And just get around them, and you ain't got to say nothing. Just be like a sponge. Be around a sink full of dishwashing liquid and what? Soak it up. Just soak it up like the disciples were doing at Jesus' feet. Just sit there and just soak it up. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. Soak it up. So absorb, all right? Number 11, synonym. Digest. Digest, to slowly sort through information or deeply soak up information. The body process food and gather nutrients from it. So digest this stuff. I tell folks all the time, I take information like I eat fish. I eat the fish and I throw away the bones. I don't eat the bones. The bones, you can choke on the bone. So sort through the information, digest it, eat it, chew it. See how it tastes. Tastes good. David in the Bible says, the word of the Lord is good. It's like honey. It's sweet. But that's because he's digested it. He tasted it. All right? So you got to digest information. Let it process. All right? Now, another synonym of learn is called become able. Become able. When your ability or skill to do something grows, you become able. When your ability or skill to do something grows, you become able. I wasn't able before, but now I've become able. A little quick cliff note. I use the word become able because I remember the story in the Bible in Genesis about Cain and Abel. And the Bible says God was pleased with Abel, but he was not pleased with Cain. God was pleased with Abel because Abel had become able. He had brought the very best. He had worked on his game, and God was pleased. But also, he was not pleased with Cain. But he said to Cain, Cain, why have your countenance fallen? If you did well, would I not be pleased with you? So I remember Cain because I remember the word can't. And Cain just didn't want to do right. All right? So when you operate, when you say, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're operating as Cain, and you're not allowing yourself through faith, through skills, through study, through understanding, through reading, through reviewing, you have not allowed yourself to become able. Now, remember now, it says in 2 Timothy, we talked about that. It says 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto God. I told you God was pleased with who? Able. So become what? Able. Come on, say it wherever you're at. I am able. I am able. I am able. I am able. I am more than able. All right? So, please become able. Well, I'm 13 now. 13. I'll finish up with 13, then I get out of here. Not only do you become able, but become aware. Become aware, which means when your mind opens to a new idea or you learn something new, you become aware. That which was hidden is now revealed. That's how you learn. Now, I'm aware now of how this works, I'm aware how this could hurt me, and I didn't realize that before. I become aware. That's how you learn. Learning is all around you, ladies and gentlemen. Everywhere you go, you're able. I love that. You're able, okay, to have the ability to learn wherever you go. All right? So you get the word, even ability, in the word able. So you can get any ability you want if you're willing to become able and learn. Well, that's 13 of the 24 synonyms of the word learn. Now, don't forget, the more you learn, the more you earn. Your potential sky is the limit because you can learn more. So, watch this. You can have more because you can become more. Become more. Remember, work on yourself more than you work on your job. Now, don't steer me wrong. Work on your job. Be the best you could be at it. But then after you finish, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Because you're the best 401k you could ever invest in. And boy, that has nothing but great returns on investment. Hey, according to the clock, I have a spectacular time with you today. On Thursday, don't forget to tune in. We'll finish up the 24 synonyms of learn, the power of learn. You got to get this now. Being successful is dependent on two pillars of foundation, and that is decisions and habits. And guess what? Both of them can be what? Learn. You can learn to make better decisions, and you can learn to create new and better habits. Hey, don't forget to invite and share, again, everything you get here with everyone else, and tell them about Coach Ellis at where? PepTalk. All right? Go out and order the book as well to thedailybread.org. Again, subscribe to the Daily Bread Church YouTube channel, and continue to be blessed. We love you. God bless you.